So, so I've just been talking and you haven't heard a word I've said. Hopefully now you can hear me. If you can hear me, uh, okay, good. Uh, Technology. Sometimes this body mind is good at it, and sometimes it's just not. So you got to see my mouth move with nothing happening. So sorry about that. Anyway, this this uh, uh, this whole exploration we're about to do together is just about how easy and powerful it is to let go and how releasing is already natural for everyone you know. And as someone who's using the method, you can share this with other people. You don't need to take a course with us, although we always love for you to do that. You don't need to do anything in particular. As you start letting go, you'll find that just you being with your friends while you're letting go, you'll find that that supports them. So the first way you can really lovingly support your friends is by doing releasing yourself. So you're getting two benefits from releasing. You're getting the benefit of all the wonderful things that happens for you in your life and those you care about just by you letting go and dropping your fear, your frustration, your anger, your anxiety, your depression, whatever it is, so that you can live a fuller, richer, happier life. And that supports everyone. Yet at the same time, you'll find that if you're with someone who's struggling and you're released or you're releasing, just that helps them tremendously. And I mean tremendously. Think about it. Who do you like to hang out with? Do you like to hang out with people who are really struggling or really upset or angry or depressed or hostile? Or do you like to hang out with people who are relaxed and open and loving? That's pretty obvious. And notice how you feel too when you're around someone like that. You feel better. And they don't have to know anything about the Sedona method. It's just a natural way us human beings relate to each other. So the other thing that you can do is when you're with people that you care about, you don't have to impose releasing on them. But if you're releasing or if you're open and loving with them, you'll naturally gravitate to saying and doing things that help them relax and open. You won't be doing what most people do. When most people get together, they're trying to not just fix themselves or control themselves so they come across the right way or get approval, but we're often trying to help the other person change themselves. And the more you release, the more that you'll find that drops away naturally. You naturally feel a sense of love and acceptance for them as they are. And you can even add to that by asking them how they're doing and just give them an opportunity to share. Now, good therapy is based on this, good friendship is based on this, but if you add releasing to that, then what you'll find is that you're really hearing them because you're not doing anything else. You're just being with them. And that can be a huge help. And then you can also, if you'd like, share the tools that you've been learning. If you've read the book, if you've attended a seminar, if you've taken our facilitator training, or even if you just watch some of our videos on Facebook or YouTube and you're applying them in your own life, you can share what you're learning. You can share, obviously, the videos or on YouTube or Facebook, but you can also share some of the techniques. They're shared online, not just so people can see them, but so people can support each other with them. And so I'm going to do just a brief review of a couple of things you can do with people with releasing. So the first thing is, sometimes, this is not true with everyone, but sometimes people find they need a little explanation of what you're doing. Because sometimes you'll find that people come to you and or your friends or relatives will say, how come you're so relaxed or calm? And what you can say is, I'm doing this thing called the Sedona Method, or I'm letting go, or I'm releasing. And they might want to know what that is. So I highly recommend you keep that as simple as possible. And you can just say that I've learned a simple and easy technique to help me let go of the feelings that are stressing me or bothering me or holding me back. You don't have to make it more complex than that. If they want to know what you mean by letting go, you can do this analogy, which is in the Sedona Method book. It's in the Sedona Method audio program, but I'm just going to do it now for those of you who don't have either, or haven't seen this recently. So what you can do is pick up an object, a pen or pencil, a coin, and you can just say, for this analogy, this pen or pencil or coin represents your unwanted feelings, your stress, your tension, your anxiety, and anything else that appears to be holding you back. And your hand represents your gut or your awareness. Now grip this really tightly with your hand. Now, if you did this long enough, it would start to feel really uncomfortable and also really familiar, because this is what we're doing all the time with our emotions. Now, by the way, you don't have to say all that. Just keep it as simple as you can. And so now have people open their hand, because you don't want them gripping too long. And then just suggest they roll the object around in your hand, or in their hands, or you can do it with them. That's the easiest thing. And is this object attached to your hand? Now, obviously it's not. And so they'll see that, wait a minute, yes, the object isn't attached to my hand. So you can say, well, what if this is true about all emotions? What I've discovered from letting go is that this is attached, my feelings are as attached to me as this object is attached to my hand. And guess what? We can just do this. We can just let it go. And that's enough. You can even do less than that. The other thing you can do is you can share one of the simple starter processes that we have. And that's, could you let it go? Would you, and when? And you can do it by just jumping in and saying, hey, I have this tool that I use that helps me. Let me guide you through it. Now, you can do it one of two ways. You can do it by just asking them the questions and waiting for them to respond. Or you can say, you don't have to respond to this. I'm going to guide you through the process. And that's how I'll demonstrate it after I'm done explaining it. And so what you can do is just simply ask the questions. And if you're going to guide them through it, you may want to do this or you may not. Again, it depends how much time you have in your relationship. Again, keep it simple, sweetheart. And so the first question you can ask them is there something in your life you're wanting to change or improve? Or that feeling that you're feeling, that anger, that fear, that frustration, could you just simply welcome it or allow it as best you can? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let it go? Just could you? Would you? When? Now, if you're doing it interactively, you can wait for them to respond. If you're doing it as a little quick process you're doing with them, then you would do it the way I just did. So let me repeat the process one again a couple of times, just so you can get more of a feel for it. Plus, it's a nice gratuitous release for all of us. So again, notice whatever you're feeling in this moment, and could you just simply welcome it or allow it? Remember, just do this as best you can. And could you also, as best you can, let it go? Just could you? Would you? When? And let's do that one more time. In this moment, could you welcome what you're feeling? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let it go? Just could you? Would you? When? Now, for some people, they'll be surprised that they could let go so easily. Other people might not really notice that much at first. But I would recommend that you tell people that you'll ask them these questions whenever it's mutual between us, and recommend they try do their best to practice this on their own. So that's just some of the things you can do. And again, the most important thing is just be yourself. That beingness that they are, that you are, that all is already whole and free and perfect as it is. And you having at least that attitude with yourself and with them is incredibly supportive and incredibly helpful to you and the people you care about. And if you'd like to go more into this, we're doing a facilitator training where we'll teach you all the different aspects of releasing and how to do it with the people you care about. And you'll find it makes releasing for you a lot easier to know the underpinnings of releasing. And it will be a lot of fun for you to learn all sorts of ways you can help people with letting go. The first meeting is next week, and it goes on for 5 weeks. And there's over 100 hours of pre-recorded materials that you also get access to. So I hope you join me. But either way, allow yourself to explore what we just explored together. Thanks so much for watching. That's it for now. Bye, everybody.